Om.
ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक् प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
In Nirvikalpa Samadhi, what is experienced is the true nature of ourselves. It is the nature of Atma, displayed, exhibited in that particular state of Antakarna called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. No doubt, Antakarna Samskara Shesha is there, but that is where we can experience our Swarupa. That Samskara Shesha doesn't hinder our experience of our Swarupa, just as the mirror that is in front of us doesn't hinder the exact form of your face. Reflection, in terms of reflection. And that is what is what. How do you say that it is Brahma? That is what Vedanta Pramana says. We may have millions of experience, and we do have so. This disposition, this frame of Antakarna, obtained as per the disciplines that the Shastras have given us, that displays our Swarupa. This is the only way of becoming aware of our true nature. Experience, it is the only way of experiencing our real nature. Otherwise, in the three states of consciousness, either the Antakarna is left to itself, is flooded with the Visheshas, features, attributes of perceptible Jagat, as in the case of waking and dream, whereas in sleep, nothing is there. You know, in terms of Gaudapadacharya's Karikas, Anyatha Grahanam, misapprehension in the waking and the dream, Agrahanam, non-apprehension in the deep sleep state. This is what we have got 24/7. But in the waking state, where you are not asleep, nor you are misapprehending as in the waking and dream, that state of Antakarna, if you want to call it a Triya, yes. because it is free from Vishwa, Taijasa, Pradnya. Which is Pradnya includes Ishvara also. It is pure Chaitanya. You are what you are. To you, your Swarupa, if you add any attribute, foul, it's not your Swarupa. Because Swarupa has nothing to do with anything whatsoever in terms of Upadhis or Jagat. That is Brahma. And that is Kevali Bhava. The moksha. Anything other than that is Mrisha, is false in nature. Now, the Jagat is false, is being shown by citing few illustrations which are next to impossible. Like that, from Brahma, the Sarvavyapi Chaitanya, the all-pervasive pure awareness principle, the all-pervasive pure consciousness principle, which is avikari, free from change, which is ever existent in nature, which is indestructible. From it, no creation can emerge. Any creation means vikara, change is inevitable. So therefore, from Brahma Chaitanya, nothing can be born. Just as from a rope, a snake cannot be born, a garland cannot be born, a stick cannot be born, a crack in the earth cannot be born, mark of urine of a bull cannot be born. Impossible. Like that, from Brahman, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara can never emerge. And yet, if we perceive, if we experience, like the rope appearing as a snake, or a garland, or a stick, or a crack in the earth, or the mark of urine of a bull, it is only an illusion and only an erroneous notion. Likewise, here also, from Brahma, from which creation is next to impossible, if Jagat appears to be born, it is only an erroneous notion because of the ignorance of our soul. That is highlighted by giving few illustrations. Read 64 and 65.
Matta airavato baddhaha sarshapikona kotare mashakena krutam yuddham simhau ghairenu kotare padmakshe sthapito meruhu nigirno bhrungasununa nidaghaviddita druktvam Jakate tad brahmatmakam.
Sarshapi kona kotare mattaha airavataha baddha. Simhaugai anukotare mashakena yuddham kritam. Padmakshe स्थापितः मेरुः भृंग सूनुना निगीर्णः निदाग एतत् भ्रमात्मकं जगत् Tvam tadrukam vidhi. Nidagha etat brahmatmakam jagat tvam tadrukam vidhi. Nidagha, the jagat is like this. What? See, the newspaper or mass media flashed. What is that? Sarshapi kona kotare. Sarshapi is, that is the, what is called mustard seed. So mustard seed. Or it can be also means sarshapa, mustard seed. Sarshapi also can mean a kind of wagtail. Anukot, no, not anukotare. Sarshapi kona kotare. In the hollow of a, let us take mustard seed. In the hollow of a, in the corner of a mustard seed, in the corner of the hollow of a mustard seed, mattaha, airavataha, and airavata, big elephant in rats, mattaha, baddaha, tied, flash, news like. News. In the corner of the hollow of a mustard seed, a huge Airavata elephant is what? Tied up. What do you have to say? Swallow? Impossible. Again, Simhau Gaihi Anupotari. With the groups of lions. What happened? Mashakena Yuddham Kritam. A mosquito fought with a group of lions. Okay, but that was where Anukotare, inside the particle of a dust. Anu has to be taken as dust particle. Inside the particle of a dust, a mosquito gave a tough fight to the group of lions. Imagine. Is it possible? No. Padmakshe Stapitaha Ne Meru. Padmakshe is petal. On the petal of a lotus, Meru Stapitaha. Meru mountain was placed. Then what happened? Bhrunga Sununa Nigirana. Bhrunga is bee. The black bees that are there now. We swarm on the lotus. The bees that swarm on the lotus. Bhrunga Sunu. The little one of a what bee, do you know what it did? That Meru mountain that was kept on the petal of the lotus, Nigirna, swallowed. Is it possible? Impossible. Like that, Gidaga said, Etad Brahmatmakam Jagat. This, that is delusive. Jagat. And Jagat means what? Jagat, Jiva, Ishvara. All three. This is what? Tvam Tadrikam Vidhi is of that type only. Just as we have seen the impossibility of what was told in very vivid words is impossible to take place, so is the emerging out of Jagat from this Brahman, and yet it appears to be there. It is experienced also, like seeing a snake in the place of rope. It is only Brahmatmakam, delusive in nature. So thus, what happens? Jagat is Vrusha, other way of verifying ourselves. Whether the Jagat is Satya or not. That is one criterion. Of course, it's going to come. Gaudapada himself says, that which is at the time of birth, even before the something is born, that which continues to be even after the destruction of the entity. And of course, in and through that something is born, it is there. That is Satya. Which comes and goes is Mithya. Mud was there, configuration of pot was made, mud pot broken, mud continues. Gold was there, ornaments were made, ornaments were dissolved, gold continues. Mud was, mud will be, mud is. Gold was, gold is, gold will continue to be. But pot came into being and ended. Ornaments came into existence and ended. So that is what they are. Mithya, mud is Satya relatively here. Gold is Satya, that is how. Likewise, creation came into existence. How come? In your thoughts. I have taught you in detail Drishti Srishti Vada. Looking at the Jagat as the projection of your thoughts. You are creating the Jagat in terms of thought. You are withdrawing in our thought. Not in cock and bull. It was based on Brother, it was show. This is one way of looking at the world. Other royal way or popular way. Ishvara created the Jagat and he destroyed it. It is Srishti Drishti Vada. I'm not going to in detail about now. Already taught in detail. Find out where it is. So, this, when you sleep, all your indriyas are withdrawn to the nervous system, to the periphery of the heart, and Hardakasha, it remains. When you wake up as per the Prarabdha Karma, that from the from Hardakasha, the Jiva, from the periphery of the Puritat, it is called Puritat, periphery of the physical heart, from where the nerves emerge. Jiva goes to Indriyas and interacts with the Jagat. All these in terms of thoughts. So your projection of Jagat, your experience of Jagat, what you call as your samsara, is projection of the Jagat. And this Jagat in terms of thoughts. Thoughts are inert. That which makes it aware of, makes it experience. That is what Chaitanya is you. A direct method of this. So you are the one who projects the Jagat. Ishvara Sriti is there, that's a different way as well. It also explains as a phenomenon, that's fine. So therefore, these thoughts which emerged from after you woke up, merge back when you sleep. Come and go, come and go, come and go. Chaitanya was there even when you are asleep. Is there even when you are in the waking and the dream interact with the world. Will continue to be there after you sleep. First and last is Chaitanya. Jagat comes and goes. So, Afterwards will come Adavante Jayannasti Vartamane Pitatta. In the beginning, before the creation, what was not there? After the destruction of the creation, what was not there? In between the chapters will be there. It is Tattata means really not there at all. So the Jagat is Mithya. Another way of putting here, taking into account the Avikari, Satya nature, Avitatha nature, changeless nature of Chaitanya, Atma, Brahma, pure consciousness principle, Jagat is impossible to store. Now, as we have just now seen, this entire samsara, where is it? It is, you cannot complain against anyone that, samsara, I am suffering, etc. You have created it. You are responsible for your calamitous samsara. Note it properly. Don't blame anyone. That fellow did like this fellow did like this, I did like that, okay. एक झोपड़पट्टी women का quarrel है. You know that? They quarrel like anything else. Cock and bull, they quarrel. That's all. But compose yourself. Think. You are investigating in terms of Vedantic inquiry. You have to discover this. See, what is that? Entire Jagat is nothing but projection of your mind. You have created, to some extent, just now what I spoke, Drishti Srishti should extend this. No projection of the mind, no Jagat. Projection of the mind in the waking, in the dream, Jagat. In sleep, no projection, no Jagat. Therefore, Jagat is projection of the mind. Simple. But we should have leisure to investigate on these lines. But alas, we have no time. We have no time. We have time for everything, for anything and everything except inquiring from where this problem of samsara originated. How I am free from it. How I have no problem of samsara. And stupidly enough, all along the lifetime, we are struggling to get rid of sorrows and gain happiness. And we are so busy that we have no time to actually solve this riddle type of problem. So therefore, it is being now told that this samsara that you are complaining, even you are abusing Ishvara, is the ramification, the projection of your mind. Whom are you going to blame now? Come on. Generally, we are in the habit of blaming someone or other for some problem. So that famous way of thinner. Index finger pointing to that. See here. They point out, you know this. You are three votes for Pointing out, you are responsible. One vote for pointing out. Where is the majority? No, come on. We are responsible for our samsara. Better investigate it. So that is how now samsara is manovilasa, sport, ramification of the mind. Sport you can't say, though it is so. Because you are ordering hell for you. Nobody orders sorrows for oneself. But here you are ordering not only sorrow, hell. And you can't get out of it. So let us see now. Read 66.
चित्तमेव हि संसारः रोगादिक्लेशदूषितं तदेव तैर्विनिर्मुक्तं भवान्त इति कथ्यते.
I think your rogadi is there, ragadi is here. Both can be. Good. But ragadi is better, I think. Ragadi klesha dushitam or rogadi klesha dushitam. Both can hold good. Chittam eva hi samsara. Chittam is there, the ragadi is better. Tadeva taihi vinirmuktam bhavantaha bhavasya antaha bhavanta iti kathyati. See, equation is made now. Pakka equation. See, ragadi is better than rogadi because chitta is involved, antakarana is involved. The chittam, which is dushitam, putrefied, become foul, impure by ragadi klesha. Raga, dvesha, moha, mada, matsara, kama, all these defects. Mind, which has become impure by these defects of likes, dislikes, delusion, ignorance, desire, hatred again, already that dvesha is there. Again, greed, anger, all this. That chittam eva hi samsara. You may wonder, how is it so? Look, you forget this now. You are experiencing samsara or not? How do you undergo experiences? What is samsara? Your samsara. Sum total of your experiences that you reap in waking, dream, and deep state. Take one day as the unit, 24 hours as the unit. Your that day samsara is sum total of your all experiences that you undergo during the waking, the dream, and deep state. What applies to one day applies to entire life. Go from week, month, fortnight, months, years, and all that you go on. This is your samsara. Now tell me, who are the reporters of this samsara? I have used this word earlier also. Who report to you your sukha dukkhatmak experiences? Obviously, antakana vrittis, thoughts, means mind. Do you experience any of these worldly experiences without the mediation of thoughts, impossible. Whether sattvika vrittis, rajasika vrittis, tamasika vrittis, these three combined give us the experience of samsara. So therefore, what is that? Product of mind, chittam. You call antakarana, you call buddhi, or you call mind, chittam. Not chit, not chaitanya, chittam, antakarana, or mind. So therefore, this mind, which is become impure because of these raga, etc., kleshas, that itself is samsara, because that is what breeds samsara. And whereas tadeva, the chitta which was hitherto had become impure because raga, dvesha, the klesha, the dosha, taihi vinirmuktam, totally free from those. What are those? Raga, dvesha, the klesha, doshas. Raga, dvesha, ragadi, klesha, doshas. Free from all that is what? Bhavantaha. Bhavasya antaha. End of bhava samsara. Iti kathyate. Bhavantaha. Samsarasya antaha means what? Other word is what is for that? Moksha. That itself is called as what? Moksha. It's called moksha. Now find out where samsara begins and continues and when it can end. You have to now that is it. What is told here is what? Chitta free from ragadi klesha dosha. Can you figure out what is that disposition? What is that state of chitta antakarana which is totally free from raga, dvesha, moha, mada, matsara, krodha, all these things? What is the disposition? A mind, chitta, free from vrittis. That is what was earlier referred to as what? Nirvikalpa samadhi. The Acharya need not take you somewhere. Here is Atma. All that you have to do is tune your chittam. It was earlier, but was shrouded, clouded, intermixed with samsara vrittis, reporters. You have checked them out. There, where you are, what remains is what? Atma. Samadhi doesn't mean that Acharya has to hold you by the ear. Come here, and here is Samadhi. Atma is there. Why should you go there somewhere? Where your mind is there, Samadhi is possible there only. Where is that mind? Not somewhere else. You are somewhere and your mind is somewhere. Is it that way? You may think of many things. There, where you are. So now, see how close you are to yourself. How that means what? How can you claim your Sarupa? All is what? Make that chittam ragadi klesha dosha rahitam. Of course, simple sentence. for which lot of preparation from starting from where? Viveka, Vairaga, Shamadama, Shatka, Sampati, Sadhana, Chatushtaya, Amani, etc. All these are necessary. Because of this, Ragadi, Klesha, Dosha, the mind, Chittam is now Bahirmukha, extrovert in nature. When it is freed from all these doshas, it becomes Antarmukha, introvert. It falls back as it were on its Swarupa, like you see your face in the mirror in that state of Antakarana, which of course elsewhere called as Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So what happens? Your true nature gets displayed. Shruti comes and tells, my dear, this is your Swarup. This is the basis of entire creation. You are the one in whom the creation crops up, continues, and merges back in you. You are the first and last. Samsara comes and goes, Nitya in nature. Everything projected by your mind. Continue.
Manasa
It is okay, continue.
Manasa bhavyamano hi dehatam yati dehakaha dehavasanaya muktaha dehadharmairna lipyate.
Manasa bhavyamanaha dehakaha hi dehatam yati dehavasanaya muktaha. Add manaha dehadharmaihi na lipyati. Dehadharmaihi na lipyati. See, this dehaka means deha only. The ka pratyaya is to show kutsita. This wretched body, like that. In English, say, this wretched body. Why do you say wretched body? Huh? Because source of all sorrows. How? It gives me joy. Acha. See, when you were born, what was your condition? When a child is born, what is the condition? Growth, old age, etc. Diseases, despairs, all that you want, sorrows. See, all sorrows abide in upadhi. We have got how many categories upadhis? In terms of avasthas. In the waking state, gross body, subtle body, of course, causal body. All three are operating. So, keep aside causal body is the cause. But in terms of effect, the gross body and subtle body is the source of sorrow. In sleep, no, not sleep, in dream, gross body, physical body is out. You are not aware of it. And all sorrows are because of the subtle body, mind with this. So you have got adhi, but not vyadhi. Vyadhi belongs to the disease of the body. Adhi means the affliction of the mind. In sleep, you are only in the causal body, but know these two bodies, no affliction. आदि भी नहीं है, व्याधि भी नहीं है. Sources of sorrows emerging from gross body and subtle bodies are not there. But that is not a solution because cause is there. Again, you will slip back to waking and the dream. So therefore, see, this body, wretched body, is a storehouse of all sorrows, diseases onwards. Why all this in? The cyclic hunger and thirst enough to put you out of gear. Is it not? If you were to continue and be what? Trim and active without food and the water, 50% of the problem is over. Otherwise what? Pet ke vaste, for the sake of belly, you have to do something. Like this is a fuel for this vehicle called body. You have to put. So therefore, so all this is what? Emerging from where? Body. So that being the case, this wretched body, then what happens? When that wretched body you take as I, all problems of wretched body becomes your problem. What are you talking? Body is me. Because you are not thought properly. Are you aware of the body? Yes. That means you are the one who is aware of the body which is aware of the different problem. You know the body? Yes. You are the knower of the body, distinct from the known body. What happens in the body? Nothing to do with you knower. Sun is the illuminator of the world. What happens in the world is nothing, is not concerned at all. In his presence, it goes on. Like that, in your presence, the body does all things. But you are not the body. But here, taking the body as I. How do you take that? By mind. You take that this body is mine. See, manasa bhavyamanaha dehaka. The dehaka, the wretched body, which is bhavyamana, brooded over, thought over by the mind was what? As he certainly dehatam yati. Dehatam yati means appears as I. That body appears as I. Actually, which is the inner dead mass. But because of the availability of sentient Chaitanya, in that it is aglow with sentience, Chetanata, and we mistake that body as I. This handiwork is done by who? Mind. See, less identity in the body, more delightful you are. Let us see. A beautiful natural sight you see. You are so much engrossed in that beautiful scene, at least temporarily, not totally, to a great extent, you have forgotten that body as I. Only when you come to senses that come. You want to experiment further? Morning, when you get up from sleep, immediate, and you had a sound sleep, you woke up. In fact, you are not even, you are still lying on the bed only. You are not yet sitting. You are not yet sitting there. What happens? Just objectively, impartially scrutinize that experience. How delightful it is. Actually, to begin with, I with the body is not there. It depends on you. How soon that notion that I am the body comes. Oh, once that I body comes, oh, today is Monday. I have to go to office. Yesterday was Sunday, holiday. Hey, is what? It's time now. I woke up late. I have to catch 8:30 to fast train, and now it is already 7 o'clock. I have to do many things. Shaving, bath, this, breakfast, da 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 da. I body. But before that, I see, and that is what there is a different why. First is general I, me, then the specific I, me, the one who has to go to office, to take the bath, etc., all that. Simply me. So all because of identity of the body. Who does this? Mind. So therefore, manasa bhavyamana, repeatedly mistaking it by the mind. What? One dehatam yati, takes the body as I. Whereas one who is free from this erroneous notion, deha vasanaya muktaha, mana, the mind which is free from this erroneous notion, vasana, thought, can be taken bhavana, vasana can be taken bhavana, bhavana can be taken as a thought. Muktaha, deha dharmaihi na lipyate, doesn't get connected to, doesn't get afflicted by the features of the body. If there is a body, I am one who is aware of them. They don't belong to me. But for which what is necessary? You must be aware of your swarup. Then only you can dissociate it with the body. Otherwise, taking the body as a, how can you disassociate from the body? So that is how it is. This mind is so powerful. It can play any trick. Read.
Kalpam kshanikorotyantah kshanam nayati kalpatam mano vilasa samsaraha iti me nishchitamatihi.
Add manaha, adhyara. Manaha kalpam antaha kshaneekaroti. Kshanam kalpatam nayati. Manovilasaha samsaraha iti me nishchitamati. This mind plays this trick. Kalpam. Kalpa, you know? The day of Brahma, Hiranyagarbha. Such a long time span. Kshani karoti, it reduces the movement. Kshanam nayati kalpatam. And a movement makes as it were a kalpa. See, you want to experiment this? You catch hold of one of your friend. and make him sit beside you, and a friend who is not interested in Vedanta at all, nor in spirituality, and make him listen to this such teaching. If you're so bored, 1 hour will be like for him many months and years. All the time he will be looking at what? Watch. When this problem will get over, musibat. He came to oblige you. So therefore, and suppose you are rejoicing something, you don't know how the time has passed. All the trick of the mind only. This is as far as we are concerned. Krishna did it during the beginning of Mahabharata time, Mahabharata war. He is a Yogeshwara. He has got all powers in his hand. By just volition, he can do anything else. He was teaching Bhagavad Gita. You know that? Where right in between both armies, at the 0 hour of the battle, theoretically, the war has started because both have blown their conches. That is a sign that now it can start any moment. But he was teaching. You know, take into account the content of Bhagavad Gita, which is in 700 stanza verses. At least it will take 2 hours or so. Waiting for such a big, long period. You know what Krishna did? He compressed the time span of Kauravas, or also Pandavas, also Pandava army also. But in the case of Arjuna, he elongated it. You see, how is it possible? Possible. You are doing in sleep. You may dream that you are born in such and such rich family, and you grew up to 85 years old, grandpa you became, etc., etc. 85 years you spent where? In dream. And you know, dreams last for very few seconds. In these few 2-3 seconds, you lived a life of 85 years. There is a case in the Yoga system. I forgot the name of that king. See, he was sitting on the throne. A Shambhara came. Shambhara means magician, generally heavenly magician. In fact, he was sent by Indra only, with a beautiful horse. And he said, Maharaj, I'm going to show you magic. This horse is so beautiful. It is meant for you people only, for a person like you only. You deserve that. You can ride over that. And Maharaj, sitting on the throne, what happened? He is not available. Eyes closed. Of course, emperor. Nobody has courage to disturb him. Great sages were there. They were there. And within no time, Shambhara disappeared. And this king was dreaming. And I won't take it more this thing to cut short. He dreamt that he became a tribal, low-class tribal person, faced many calamities, lived up to 60 years, very calamities after calamities, sorrows after sorrows, sorrows after sorrows. And then we woke up. And woke up, who is it? I'm emperor sitting here. What is that? So he narrated what has happened. The question was, what is this? That person came as Shambara, but they suspected something foul. Because if he were a really magician, he would have waited and collected some gift or something, reward from the king and wanted. But he disappeared. He didn't ask for anything. Everyone is a big puzzle. Vashishta was there, sitting there. The king asked, Bhagavan, what is this all about? Vashishta, by his yogic power, went back in the past. And he came to know, he said, O king, this is a drama enacted by Indra, of course, for your good. Why? You were doing Manasa Rajasuya Yaga. Rajasuya Yaga mentally. And you have done it perfectly. But one anga of it is missing. What is that? In Rajasuya Yaga or Ashwamedha Yagas, see, Ashwamedha Yaga, horse has to be left, and whoever captures that should be fought. Means you have to expose to battles, fights everywhere. It's a torture. You had not undergone that. So therefore, to make you eligible to get the result of your Manasa Yajna, Indra sent the Shambara and played trick on you and made you undergo all those sorrows in different way, not battle. What I'm telling is 60 years life of torture they underwent within few seconds. So like this is the trick of the mind. So kalpam kshani karoti. Reduce the kalpa to a moment and elongate the moment to a kalpa. So therefore, mano vilasa samsaraha iti me nishchitamati. O Nidaga, this is my firm ascertainment that the projection of the mind itself is samsara. So therefore, we have to check, curtail this projection of the mind. How to do that? Before knowing how to do that, you have to be like this. You have to realign your individuality, personality in terms of right conduct, dharmic conduct, so that your disposition, your mind is capable of discovering your Sarupa by discarding all ragadi klesha, what? This bhavana. So therefore, this Rubu is now telling, look, such people cannot know their Swarupa. Such people means who are going to be told now. they cannot gain the Atma Jnana. So very, very important mantra. Those who have studied Kathopanishad, it is not new. Same mantra appears in Kathopanishad. We'll see that. Oh.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणा सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ